Hey,
Ah,
how's it going?
good, good. I managed to come here. A lot of tech.
Thanks for joining us and thanks for your talk.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me. I hope the audience have enjoyed the talk and the fancy components.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody was really excited on the chat. So while we wait for questions, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? Yeah, what do you like
Yeah,
to do for fun?
yeah. I mean, my passion is creating UI component libraries, and a lot of them actually, not just a couple of autocompletes and things. So we, we really like Vue, and it's our new latest addition to our family of UI component libraries, which contains ng React, and finally we had Vue. So we are quite excited to share it with the Vue ecosystem and the Vue community. Yeah.
Very nice. So how long have you been working on this project?
It's 1.5 years, yeah, mostly.
Wow,
So
nice.
it took a lot of time to create these UI libraries, and now we are porting them to Vue 3 for the next generation.
Yeah,
And hopefully we hope to continue working on them for a long time as well.
absolutely. So, any new things that we should expect to see? Hold on, let me
Uh,
see.
yeah, we'll be working mostly on right now. Our focus is on Vue 3 support. Once that's out of the door, we will just focus on community feedback. Probably work on the data components a bit more, because our components are designed to handle enterprise requirements, which can be quite complex. So we will move on. We will enhance them, and regular actually work. And we will probably, since the other libraries are developed in the same time, the nice thing about is that we can take one feedback from one user, like in Prime Faces or Prime Engine. We can share it with the Vue community as well, so that they benefit from each other's communities.
Yeah, that's a great idea. So let's
There,
see. Does PrimeView support tree shaking?
actually, we never tried it, so I'm not sure. We haven't really get hands-on experience with it. So something that we would like to see. If there are any issues, of course, we will do our best to see. But the nice thing about it is that you can import each component as a standalone. You don't need to import the whole library. If you just need the table, you can get the table.
Very nice.
And there was an RTL support from Ahmet.
Oh, yes. Was there mention? Oh, yeah, I didn't catch that on the talk. So was there mention on the RTL support?
Yeah, I mean, our oldest library, Prime Faces, has top-notch RTL support. There's a CSS class called UI RTL, which makes everything RTL. And we will also support is like partial, and RTL support is also another thing that we will port from the other libraries. We have a lot of experience on RTL as well. But some of our templates already have built-in RTL support. But for components, that's one of the things actually that in our old CSS, it was quite hard to do RTL support. Now we have modernized, since we are doing it for 10 years, from floats to things. We have recently modernized our CSS to use Flex, so that we can just use Flex direction, reverse, so that we can just switch things easily. Now that infrastructure is ready, great RTL support is on the way.
So Maximilian from the previous chat asked if it's hard to deploy with Laravel.
No, actually, one of my colleagues have created a Laravel demo, for one of our users. She requested a Laravel example from us, and my colleague created one, and we will put it up online to GitHub as well. So it supports Laravel, but we don't have a quick start yet. There's one ready, but we will put it up online.
Oh, thanks.
I think our demos right now are using the second one, Vulidate. Vulidate. There's an online system, Steps demo is the one. It uses the Vulidate, where you have 4 different tabs, and each are different child route components, and depending on the validation logic with Vulidate. So that was an example we put up to show how to integrate the form components with Vulidate. I mean, I cannot give a suggestion right now, but our idea is that we should support the most popular ones, because we also did it on other libraries as well. But I'm pretty sure Vulidate also already works if you check out the Steps demo.
That's a good one. So let's see. Daniel wants to know if it's possible to customize icons, or do we have to use Prime icons? If we wanted not to use Prime icons at all, or would that just be possible?
Yeah, I mean, most of the components provide properties. For example, the menus or accordions have expanded icon property, or collapsed icon property, drop down as arrow drop down icon property. Yeah, that's also if there is no property to override the icon that the component uses, we will sure improve it. But it's not really strictly designed to work with Prime icons, because, for example, in the past we were using Phantasm, but since their model has changed, we have decided to come up with our own UI icon set, so that we do not depend on other icons. So and we also come up with new icons of our own. But yeah, with the properties and also with CSS, it's quite easy to customize the icons. But they are great. Just check them out.
Anybody have any more questions?
Yeah, there were a couple of questions on the chat. I just went into the chat, could not wait, and answered all of them.
Oh yeah. I tried to do the same.
Yeah. I really liked your talk about accessibility.
Oh, thanks. It's often ignored.
Not often, probably every time. Yeah, I also work on accessibility a lot, and I read the guidelines many times to make sure. But yeah, once you get it right, it's quite important.
Yes, agreed. So are there any out-of-the-box accessibility features?
Yeah. We use semantic HTML to help screen readers. If not, we use ARIA roles and properties, and we check against with screen readers to make sure that they don't read something strange or weird, like spam button elements, things like that.
Right.
And also the keyboard support is a habit of us. So when we just create a component, if we just make it usable with mouse, it feels like half baked, right? So that we also take time. It's arrow keys and enter keys, escape keys. So it takes time, but it's worth the effort, because the Prime UI libraries are often used a lot in government agencies which have restrictions on accessibility. So it's one of our it's just has a high priority on our side.
That's awesome. It's really good. So let's see. Stephen wants to know: are you planning to extend the library components?
What do you mean by like new components, adding new components, or new component libraries?
Let's see, Stephen, if you want to. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure we have plans to extend them depending on the community. I think we have like more than 60 right now. If depending on the community requirements, if they want something like a certain component, it's always, because these libraries are actively developed every day. So there will be, if you check out the new issues, the issue tracker, you can always request new components as well from us. Like,
Yes, Jimmy just complimented your docs.
yeah, I like writing docs.
It's a very important skill to have.
Yeah, it's just documentation is is the pathway to, so that the users get downloaded to the projects. Without the documentations, I personally usually shy away. So it's just, I like writing docs as long as I write the code. So I don't like writing other documentation for other people.
Yeah, you really have to be passionate about it.
Yeah.
All right. So anybody have any other questions? All right. I do want to thank you for your time. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for putting the time to record your talk and answering all these questions. I hope you enjoy the rest of the conference.
Yeah. It was a pleasure. Just thank you for having me, and always bet on Prime. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.